Tell me your thoughts, Larry.
My thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Where do we start? Wow. Somalis don't want to make money, it looks like, right? And, it's, well, right now I'm in Singapore, right? So this is a country that went from 1 billion GDP in one generation to 300 billion GDP with no resources, right? The only thing they had in the beginning was just fishing, right? So you see the way other people value money, value wealth, and what is the definition of wealth, which is the abundance of valuable possessions. That's what wealth means, right? So we don't have an abundance of nothing. We have an abundance of just despair. And with these numbers, it's ridiculous. So I don't know if you guys ever, on some of the statisticians here, it was showing, a lot of the kids, everyone's very young, right? Everyone's very young. They're under the age of, I believe, 65,000 are under the age of 18. 40,000 in the States are between the age of 18 and 34. And Asian Americans at the top, for bachelor degrees are at 32%. We're around 20%, but where we're dying is in the professional degrees. We're at 33.1%. And the professional...
Sorry.
Asian Americans were at the top of the list. Oo gaalada ka lacag badan. Oo gaalkii waddanka degan ka lacag badan. Ma fahantay? Ba sameynaya ka waran. They're graduating at 40%, right? So the thing is that this is back to personally now with the housing and stuff like this. I mean, wallahi, this is crazy. This is terrible. This is just terrible.
So let me ask everybody here, okay? And I'll start off with Samatar.
Yes.
Do we believe that this list is accurate? From what you know of Somali families, from your past experience, your own personal experience, do you think this list is very accurate? I'm gonna assume, guys, that Somali Americans are very much like Somali Canadians, right? We're very much the same.
I would say we are, except that Somalis in Canada have been settled since the 1980s. And a lot of us speak only English or only French, or you know what I mean? We're a lot more settled in this country. So overall, Somalis in America are definitely struggling more than the Somalis in Canada.
Okay.
I know from personal experience, one of my cousins, he went to Minneapolis and then chilling with some dude for a week. After a week, the guy's like, "Hey man, where you from?" I thought you're from Dominican Republic or whatever. He goes, "No, actually I'm from Somalia." And the guy was so in disbelief. You speak fluent English. You have a university degree. You know what I mean? You are not Somali. And he's like, yeah, I am Somali. But I would say that the average income in the United States is probably a lot lower than in Canada, for sure.
Okay.
I would say that. Yeah.
So, ladies, do you think that this list is very accurate from what you know?
I don't think it's accurate. At 17, I got a job with Census Canada, and I used to go door to door, trying to get them to fill out the information. And sometimes there was language barriers, so I'm knocking on a door, somebody doesn't speak English, and I am left just guessing the answers just from what I gathered, right? So there's error right there already, so there's not correct information. So with Somalis, we all have multiple names or multiple addresses. There's just so much that goes into factors. So numbers shouldn't dictate an entire population of how much we make, because because being Somali, of course, even if you're in your 30s, your parents are so quick to still support you. We're not like any other generation, right? So because we have that type of support, the income is not going to be, say I go to school and I'm way past that age and my mom still supports me. So of course they're going to mark under my mom's income and not mine because I'm not
skewed.
working. Exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to add to that is a lot of Somali households will have income officially from the mom, and she might receive government aid, for example. But believe me, there's a husband in the house is there every single day, and his money is not documented. It's not part of the household, but he's the breadwinner. So think about that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it goes back to it's also like marriages, right? So you can't, like, all the stats for divorce rates, you
Yeah.
can't get honest ones because people are married off the books.
Exactly.
So in each household, even, there's going to be 3 generations in there. There's going to be grandparents, parents, and children. And when they're of age, so, like, it's all, like, there's a lot of money off the books that
Yeah,
you're not
for sure.
incorporating.
And
So,
For sure.
Ayuta too.
Yeah.
And that's savings that nobody
Yes,
even
nobody-
looks into,
yeah.
right? It's off the books. I'm gonna come back to that though. That's a really good point. Larry.
Listen, everybody's f***ing broke. Nobody wants to make money. Everybody has an excuse. There's no better place to be. There's honestly no better place to be than the bottom of this list because you can only either stay there or move up. So
Yeah.
nobody's talking about the fact that fathers in the community are f***ing bums, right? And they don't make money. The money is made by Hoyas. I call it Hoyazon, which is kind of like Amazon. Literally, Hoyas control the wealth right now in the Somali community. Nobody's really talking about this. And there's in these figures, I was looking at some of these stats here. In the United States, there's 2,700 homeowners out of 156,000 Somalis. 2,700 homeowners. The average medium household value was around 166,000. So that's around $500 million worth of equity. Now you tell me where the Somali realtors are that are helping increase this wealth, moving families out of these neighborhoods that do not appreciate in value but only depreciate in value, and helping them actually generate wealth. So what is Hoya going to do with that money? Now Hoya's going to send that money back to Somalia. She'll buy her house. After she dies, me and you are going to fight each other in Somalia. Right? And we're going to be fighting over our property back home and all this kind of stuff. And that's what's going to take place next. But let's be honest, right? All the wealth is in the family. It's in the Hoya. Hoyas are controlling it. Nobody gives. Who the sends their father money?
So Larry, let me ask you something. So going back to what you guys said earlier, they really touched on a point, which is, again, we are unfortunately at times, Hoya takes assistance, right? Welfare, financial assistance, and Abba is a taxi driver that's making cake. He is making that.
He could be making
money.
$100K cash.
Yeah, cash.
You know?
Nobody knows about it. She says, "I don't know this man. I that's it. These kids are all for." They're bastards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's legit. Like, he's not claiming those kids.
Yes.
Right. Religiously, they're good to go. All that is good to go. But in terms of legal, she's just a single mom.
Yeah.
Do you think that's contributing to these numbers? Do you think that it's skewing the numbers?
Okay, listen. There was a story that came out of England. It was a family. They were given subsidized housing in the UK in London. The address was London, right? So the house was valued, around £3 million. Okay, so the government can build homes out there, so they just decided to just say, you know what, because the land is so expensive, so they took possession of older homes and gave it to this family. The house had a father and a mother living there with children and stuff like this. So since getting possession of the house in, I think it was 2006, this fucking guy hasn't worked ever. You understand? So what they said was, hey, we're putting all this money in here. Why is this guy not working? Now, you may think, okay, you know what? Maybe he's paying under the books. Maybe he's whatever. But let's be honest, right? We don't respect our dads in the way that we should. At the same time, we got to also look at where they came from and what happened to them. When they came here, they were educated, they had education and things like this, and they didn't decide to, increase that, right? And come in here and start from scratch. If they were PhDs or doctorates or whatever it was that they were in, they just really settled and said, you know what, let's get in the cab business. And, it's just like that story, cab drivers with PhDs. But we love hearing that lullaby, right? So, we want to say whatever we can to really say, you know what, we're not at the bottom of the list. We're at the bottom. I like being at the bottom. This is what I was talking about. Everything is low right now. Everything's trading low in the Somali community. So now your wealth is trading low. So when you have 2,700 homeowners and the Arabs, let's talk about that, where the Arabs got, Somali identity now is done. We think we're more Arab than we are Somali. We think we're more Mado than we are Somali. And kids running around here with African American culture losing their friggin' minds. You know what I'm trying to say? Who the f are you? A girl in the neighborhood can only relate back to her block. You understand me? Her lineage goes back to Brooklyn. That's it. It stops there. Your lineage goes back 4,000 years to So you're what you guys are saying. What you guys are saying right now is that what we're looking at here is the numbers where Arabs right now buy homes, right? So we're in a situation that we're not buying houses. We're saying, oh, because of because of riba, and look at the nearest person, the Afghans right now. They're at 12,000 homeowners. The Iraqis that just showed up, they just showed up, and their numbers are way higher than ours. You know what I mean? So it's basically everybody has passed us. People showed up. We've been here since the friggin' 90s. You know what I mean? And everybody else started showing up, like now, the Iraqis, and look at Kosovo and Bosnians, they came around the same time as we did, and now they're ahead of us. So, am I still there? I think I disconnected.
This guy's like